Hey ladies, today I'm going to give you a bit of insight on why most men who are deadbeat dads and absent fathers are probably also narcissists too, including how they became that way, the whole narcissistic men being mummy's boys situation, and why these types of men tend to have different women and many children. So, men who abandon women pregnant, turning mean on them, rejecting them, denying their own children while behaving abusive and immaturely, including men who leave their families, neglecting them completely for other women with no remorse or contempt, are all more than likely to be narcissists. You might find that many of these narcissistic men have dilemmas with their own mothers and fathers, and the ones who never had their fathers around tend to be mummy's boys. Now, let's briefly cover the points of what a narcissist is. It's a person who lacks empathy, someone who is manipulative, dominating, selfish, and who takes extreme advantage of others to get exactly what they want. They have a lack of emotional reasoning and a lack of taking responsibility, hence why they're so prone to blame everyone except themselves for their own actions. Narcissistic people hurt people and can make them feel like they're literally going crazy, but they don't care because they feel entitled to whatever it is that they want. Ladies, does that sound familiar? The question is, why are so many deadbeat dads like this, and how did they become narcissistic in the first place? Well, first of all, studies show that men are more narcissistic than women anyway, because of the whole control thing. But when it comes to reasons why deadbeat dads and absent fathers are like this, I firmly believe that it's because of the environment that they were raised in. For example, if the fathers of these deadbeat fathers were ever in their lives, and if they were in their sons' lives, these sons could have been deeply affected by how their fathers behaved in it, especially if they were abusive towards their mothers or towards their own sons even. Some men could have also grown up narcissistic because of the relationships that they have with their mothers. For example, if she was a narcissist herself, or if she got distracted by things like going out all the time and men, or drinking and drugs when her son was growing up, and he probably felt like he never mattered to her and was basically neglected. Now, growing up with such emotions can trigger the development of narcissism. So, moving on to narcissistic men, the mummy's boys situation, and other women. Most men who tend to be mummy's boys are most common to stem from a single mother household, rather than actually having a narcissistic mother themselves. But single mothers can also raise narcissistic men because of their son's father's roles or their son's father's absence. As you already know, many single moms tend to be strong, independent, and generally overprotective of their sons. They tend to smother their sons with their love while boosting his ego, and as he gets older, he needs to continue this feeling, but to a physical extent. Now, when it comes to combining these types of situations I just mentioned, men who have grown up without their fathers or who have been overly smothered or neglected by their mothers tend to develop sex addictions, which is the answer for why they end up with so many different women. Now, you're probably questioning, well, why can't they all just, have sex with one woman? But for these types of men, one woman is just never enough. They always need more, because in their hearts, these narcissistic men don't believe that just any one person can truly love them, and it doesn't matter if they don't act like it. Deep down, a lot of these guys do feel that way, not good enough, and they're carrying around very fragile egos, so they see sex with other women as a strength, and they don't even truly have to care about these women. And that's why so many of these men end up with many children who they then abandon, because narcissistic deadbeat dads always want to be in control but never responsible. They don't want to be responsible for the women that they hurt, the women that they leave broken, or their innocent children who grow up to feel unworthy of love from their fathers and not good enough, and emotions that these men already know because they've been through them themselves, but yet they still continue to repeat such a tragic pattern. And why? Because they're narcissists. So bear that in mind, ladies, and thanks for watching.